Empty the chamber on them. And how do you do that? 4 to 6 seconds, point A to point B, everything you got. Everything you got. Turn that shit up. Let's go. Welcome to Scoop World Order Live. It is Monday night. We are back after a little bit of a break, and boy, do we have a monster on this show today. We're super excited to talk to a first-round linebacker from the Urban Meyer era, a 2014 national champion, a guy that is a straight monster, and a guy that loves Ohio State. He's going to talk a little bit about defense, how he'd fix it, the players he likes, just scouting from afar, some of the stuff that he does really well. But first, as always, we are thankful and we're very grateful for you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. This is going to be a fantastic show. Again, if you enjoy this content, please leave us a like, click subscribe, click on the little bell for the alerts. If you enjoy these live shows, you're going to alert on your phone when we go live. It is about to be a banger tonight. I can't wait. Again, appreciate you guys tuning in. That being said, I am bringing in Darren Lee, who just actually left, and now he is back. What's up, brother?
There we go. Okay. Yeah.
You are back, okay, and you are ready to rock. D. Lee, what is up, my man? You are live on the Scoop World Order. How you doing tonight, brother?
If I'd be better, it'd be, hey, I'm doing good.
So, you had a great run, first round pick, national champion. You kind of had the prototype career, ran mid 4.3s at the combine. There you go. You get the thing that everybody always wants, that ring, man, and you actually got one. So I'm not jealous of pretty much anything in life, but I'm very jealous of that. So you got there.
I'm very sorry, Big Kirk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, dude,
oh man, you can't have to. Hey man, you can't do that to me.
You earned it. Hey, you weren't a guy on the bench, man. You're a guy out there starting, making plays. So you're one of the guys that actually earned that thing. So I'd rock that thing. Anytime you're at a major event, you do it. Let's talk a little bit about what made that defense special. So 2013, you came in redshirted. Watched a defense that wasn't very productive. Obviously, people remember that Michigan State game, that Clemson game. And then you stepped in 2014. Chris Ash comes in to coordinate the defense. The defense did a pretty miraculous turnaround from a unit that wasn't very good in 2013 to a dominant unit that wins a national championship. What changed? I'm just curious, because you guys, again, a lot of the same players, but magically, there were fewer big plays, fewer missed tackles. By the end of the year, you guys were suffocating Alabama and Oregon. What changed?
Listen, just to keep you correct and keep you honest, I didn't play in that Clemson game. I didn't play in it, but I watched, which was abysmal. What changed? That night we lost against Clemson. The late night talk, I think it was 3:22 a.m. Me and Billy Price talked about how we're going to change this, right? Now, we didn't know about the coaching moves. That's above our pay grade. We didn't know about that. We didn't know Chris Ash was coming in on the horizon. But when Chris Ash did come, hey, man, he's like, listen, it's over 4. And we were like, what? As a defense, we were like, what? Over 4. And man, whew, he beat that in our brain like, ooh, like we're going to die tomorrow. And I was acceptive to it. And he epitomized the idea of like, let's make the offense be us at what we're good at, not the other way around. And I know you understand that as an offensive lineman. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, let's make them beat us at our game. And it was just a different, intricate way that I mean, I wasn't there all the time. I just say it was just, I guess, a new thing, and everybody just fell in line with it. And As we know, it works, or it did work. But it was that, and then it was, oh my god, it was the behind the hip tackling. He's like, we will never be beaten if we know how to tackle, and he was right. Like he was right. But he came out the gate in his first meeting when he's there in our first defensive meeting. He came out the gate and he said that, and I I don't know what it is, but it hey, we just all fell in line with it, man. It just worked.
And so, for people that aren't familiar with what the term over four means, that means the over front, which means you set the three technique to the tight end side, and then you run quarters behind it, which is just cover four. Uh,
Wasn't no, that's not true. That is not true. It's a cover two shell with press corners. That's not true.
got
It's
it.
literally technically cover zero masked as zone.
Got
That's
it.
what it was, and that's why we kicked a lot of people's booties. Like, like it was really cover zero. Shout out to our current defensive coordinator. That's how you really play cover zero, sir. But that's all we did. Kerry Combs. I'm not recruiting you unless you can play press man.
Is
He's like, I'm not going to give you an offer unless you can play press man. And he's like, press man all day, all day.
why why press man? Why instead of off coverage? Is it just to disrupt the receivers? Talk to people just in layman terms that haven't played football, people that are trying to learn the game. What's the difference between guys that can play press man versus guys that play more off man?
If you play off man, you're scared. You shouldn't even strap up your helmet. If you play off man, you're scared. I've witnessed defensive rookie of the years, defense like people getting paid 100 million. Shout out Denzel. I'm so proud of you for listening to me, little boy. I'm proud of him. Listen, we're not recruiting you. We're Ohio State. We're not recruiting you unless you can play press man all day. All day. Like if you can't play press man all day, I'm not giving you an offer.
Is that something that you have seen change philosophy wise between the old defense and the current defense?
Uh, I'm actually very upset because I got that blocko on my right arm. I got that as soon.
D. Lee has muted himself. As you guys can tell, he's a very passionate guy. This is going to be a really good show. So I've been super excited about this. He's been wanting to get on the show. He's dialing back in. But yeah, D. Lee's a guy, that 4-3 guy. Probably could have been a hybrid safety in Jim Knowles' defense. Let's get him back in here. We got you back, my man.
Kurt, can you hear me?
You're good, brother. All right, you're talking.
Hey, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen.
You're good.
So to finish the question, the philosophy. I mean, I keep it simple. If anybody who's, I guess old school, it's like, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And we kept it simple. And how it's changed from when I was there to now, well, have we won a national championship since? So I don't know. I guess that's kind of a weird question. Like, I, you tell me. You tell me.
Hey, again, I just like to get different perspectives. Again, we scored 44 in our last game and lost, so that's
You
tough.
said you scored 44 in your last game.
Well, no, I'm saying we did against Georgia, and we lost or whatever it was. We lost by 1 point. We scored in the mid 40s, which is tough to swallow when you're Ohio State. And
Ladies and gentlemen, I love Ohio State, but Jesus Christ, I made Kirby Smart almost shit his pants. Pardon my French, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Monday. Kirby Smart. Oh my God. That man. Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh man. Like
What did you say to Lane Kiffin?
I cannot disclose that legally.
You can't.
You're
You
hey,
can't.
you're laughing. I'm not. I
I
can't
love it.
disclose that. I think it might have had something to do with his wife though.
Oh man, yeah. You better not disclose that. When you guys got through Bama, what was the feeling like? Because that was a game where I picked you guys to win because I'd studied Bama and they gave up like 600 yards to Auburn the week in the Iron Bowl. So I thought we could run it on them, and people thought I was crazy. But I'm like, look, the old Bama teams would give up like 600 yards in a season. These guys gave up 600 yards in their last game. So, this
Ladies and
isn't.
gentlemen, I hope I'm allowed to eat hot wings right now, but keep going, Crap. Mm-hmm.
So for me, I just thought that we had an advantage. I knew we had an edge. I knew Urban would be like the absolute exorcist leading up to that game. So he'd be,
What was our edge?
oh, just the fact that you guys had so much momentum from beating Wisconsin. Nobody picked you to win. Like Urban in situations where everybody picked him to lose was really good. So I figured
All right,
with
so
how.
listen. I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I know when that little narrative of Nick Saban ran Urban Meyer out of the South. I remember that game. It was when Tebow was crying like a little bitch. Oh shit. Oh, sorry, pardon my French, ladies and gentlemen. It was when Tebow was a little crying. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, Jesus Christ. And then Urban having his little heart thing. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that was so fake. Um, but growing up, I rocked with Urban Meyer, man. I did, and so I didn't think that he was gonna coach again. If it's a health issue per se, I didn't think. But the day with my mother, I heard it was on a Wednesday. Urban Meyer just bought a house up in Olentangy. Yeah, and I cut off the radio and I told my mom, I'm like, I have to be on this team. I'm like, I have to be on this team. She's like, you don't have an offer. You don't have. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna be on this team and we're gonna win. And I'll never forget the day, man. It was Wednesday. It was April 16th at 3:24 p.m. She's on her road. She's on her way to work. She's about to drop me off. I remember it perfectly. I was like, I have to be on this team because this man's about to come back and we're gonna get this done. Well, you're not on the team, Darren. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be on this team. And that night, if if I were to answer your question, it was do or die. Um, I remember because I got my haircut, my little edge up, right. So from my barber, he was like, Mike said, "What's about to be?" And Michael Thomas, he was like, "We are not losing this game." Period. And I'm like, he's right because this has been set in stone because I've been waiting for this moment for years. Pardon my French, ladies and gentlemen, but I've been waiting to want to hand Nick Saban and Kirby Smart their ass, and we did it with our third string quarterback, and which is also funny. Um, but when when we walked out, man, we walked out that night. It's like airtight, like you can't breathe really. And remember, I was sick. I lost 19 and a half pounds in a day and a half. Like I was sick. Um, Food poisoning, by the way, everybody. Don't worry. But walking in that, it's like That's how you know perennial schools going against perennial schools. Like you couldn't breathe. It was airtight. It was so packed in that. Oh man! But I know me and all of my guys, man. We weren't coming out of that without a W. I'll tell you that. You just knew. It's one of those things, Kirk. You just knew. Like we're just not losing.
What does it feel like the moment it hits all zeros on the scoreboard against a game like Alabama down there when you guys have
Oh my
kind of
God,
the
I
way
was
to.
I was literally trying to get to that 000. I was, oh my God, because people forget, like, hey, we're going against Derrick Henry. Let's just keep it like
Yeah. And
we're
Amari
going against
Cooper.
Derrick Henry, man. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. Like I was scared just for a little bit. I mean, I was really scared when it was 21-6. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. Um, hey, but we pulled it out with our third string quarterback, which is still weird. We won a national championship with our third string quarterback.
When JT broke his leg, what was your initial reaction? You guys get all the way to Michigan, beat Michigan. JT breaks his leg, and then you've got Dale coming in. Dale had never played before. I mean, other than
Oh, we had all confidence in Dale, though. Don't get it twisted. Oh, don't get
yeah.
it twisted.
I
Mm-mm.
I love young Bambi. He used to call him Bambi on ice when he was a freshman, and he'd be out there.
We had all confidence in Dale. Don't get it twisted. And any fan, don't think that us as a team. Oh no, we believed in Dale when he stepped in. I really
Dale,
wish people understood. Like you could hear a pin drop on the entire world when Braxton got hurt. Oh my God! 6 days before our first game. Whew, that moment. I'm not gonna lie. Even I was scared. I was like, how's this gonna shake up? Um, but we hung together. JT delivered class. Um, and Dale, you know, oh, he's always saying, oh, we don't play school. I'm like, that boy was waiting for that moment. He was waiting, not for JT to get hurt, just more so of like just a moment that help bring it home. And I'm very proud of him, man.
yeah,
Um,
I love Dale. I was so happy for him because he's just such a big. I mean, it's like he went to military school with Mike to get a year of separation from Braxton because he's the same age as Braxton, but he had a year of military school and then he had a redshirt year so they could try to get some separation. But I mean, he was as old as Braxton. People don't realize that. Um,
Listen, this is one of my favorite things, Buckeye Down. If anybody knows and remembers Ted DiBiase.
you got the $1 million belt.
Yes, I do, sir.
That is impressive. You
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what was the feeling? You guys beat Bama. You guys draw Oregon, who whooped Florida State. Was there any anxiety after you guys beat
Oh no, we knew we
Bama?
were going to win the national championship after the Alabama game.
It was a wrap. It was over.
No, the Alabama game was the national championship.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just thought from a talent standpoint, it wasn't even close. Especially the way Urban had you guys cooking. Talk a little bit about Urban Meyer and what he meant to your career. He offered you. How many times did you have to come to camp before he offered you? And then how did it take off from there? Four.
Four.
Who had to do the same thing was Heartline. Heartline had to camp Brian had to camp for like two. I mean, it was like 7 straight days or something crazy, and they finally offered him. So like, Brian was a guy that wouldn't take no for an answer either, which is kind of why he is what he is. He was a guy that, he didn't look like Marvin Harrison Jr. or anything, but he worked like Marvin Harrison Jr. And the kid was tough as nails, and that's why he's our coordinator now. But yeah, I always like the guys that had to come grind for an offer and they wouldn't take no for an answer because those guys usually end up being good. Because
and Brian Hartline, all those people, they were very inspirational to me. Um, but you lost national championships, so you shouldn't be in the conversation with me.
you're not on that level, huh? Yeah,
Who?
me and Brian lost 2 of them. Those are the worst, man. That's the thing. Is like
Back. I can't believe y'all lost those games. But you wouldn't have lost if I was playing. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, if we could have put you at receiver, probably that would have helped us after Ted broke his leg.
Listen, I know Brian, if he would ever see it, he might get mad at me for it. Hey, that's totally fine. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, like I got it done. And he didn't.
Oh, and that's like the 20 team too. They lost to Bama. That's why teams like the O2 team and the 14 team are revered so well because of, you guys got it done. There's a lot of teams that don't get it done. The teams that actually do get it done. It's like those are the ones that get to live forever. 'Cause they don't. The thing about all,
I really wish I would have played with my team during the '90s. Oh my god,
oh
I would have oh my god, I would have Joey Bosa would have destroyed Michigan. Oh my god,
yeah
Charles Woodson being trying to hold that rose. I'm like,
yeah. There's no chance. So with this defense, people all want to know what's going on with the defense right now. What would you do to fix it? What ails it?
um, how about this? We'll just say, oh, they need a kumbaya meeting with themselves because they don't understand. Pardon my French, ladies and gentlemen. The league doesn't give a shit about your feelings. Like it doesn't. Like the league doesn't care. Um, excuse me. The league doesn't care. That's the best thing I can probably try and tell these guys, man. It's not like it's like get out of your feelings. There's no money there, fellas. Like we gotta win. Like we didn't build a program and a routine and all this stuff. And it's not the coaches. It's not the scheme, man. Okay, it's the players. You guys got to still ball out. You're coming to Ohio State. Why would you sign a letter of like? Why would you sign that if you're not trying to one beat those fools up north, as we know, and if you're not trying to win a national championship, don't come here.
What is it? How does it feel to you when you see us lose 2 years in a row to Michigan after having
Why would you ask me
19 and
that
one?
question? Why would you
Because
ask me that?
I know you're gonna give me the real tea. That's
I
why I
don't
asked you.
have
Of
it, man. I
course,
can't. I do not. I cannot speak the King's English to give you an answer like that. I can't.
all I can do is ask the questions. If you can't, I mean, I totally get what you're saying. 'Cause I know you're gonna go, you probably blow a
No,
gasket
I
talking
can't.
about it.
No, I'm being dead serious. I can't. I don't have an answer. It makes me too angry. I can't. It's not possible. Hence why it never happened. But like it's just not possible to me. I don't have an answer for you. Like I don't. It's like don't put on that scarlet and gray if you're gonna lose them. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Don't. So I don't have anything to say. Like didn't happen to me.
You That's something I always wonder because you've said that a few times. Didn't happen to me. I didn't do it. What type of relief do you have when you're done and you know you never have to play Michigan again and you finish your career undefeated against Michigan and you won a national champion? Like, there's people like if you're a coach or if you go back there, you have a chance to lose to Michigan. There's guys that, James Laurinaitis has never lost to Michigan.
Wait, a chance? Can't
Well,
relate. Can't
well,
relate.
it's, yeah,
There was
but
no
that's what,
chance. There was no chance of that because the week after we lost to Michigan State, after we won the national championship, I literally pointed up to what's his name, Kyle Kalis. I told him Jesus and all his
oh,
disciples cannot save you today.
you said that to Kalis.
Oh, I said it to really all of them, but I'm like Jesus and all his disciples will not save you today. And then they got their ass kicked in
What
their
year was
house,
that?
their
What
big
year is
house.
this? Is this
I
15?
told you it was after the year we won the national championship
It's
after
a
we lost to
15.
Michigan State. Wait, lost. I still
Yeah.
will never get over that game. That is, mm. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, I literally pointed up. They probably didn't have it on camera on TV, but I walked right up and I said, "Jesus and all his disciples cannot save you guys today." And the rest happened.
Yeah, it's that was an interesting year. I mean, that 15 year was probably the best team we've ever had, in my opinion. And it was a strange that we couldn't get it done that year because that was. I mean, in your opinion, you know what happened against
I don't
Michigan
want to
State.
talk about. I do not, and I never have talked about that game. So
That's
we're not talking about it.
because that was that was the best team I think we've ever had. Honestly,
I'm not ever, and I never have in my life. I've never talked about that year and that team. I'm not saying I disagree with you, but I'm never speaking on that.
so James Laurinaitis has come back as a graduate assistant. What kind of impact do you think he's going to have on the program and on the linebackers?
Major impact. Um, I know he's going to do a great job. Um, he's him and Malcolm Jenkins are part of my inspiration of why I even came there. And it was such a blessing after we won the national championship that when I walked off that stage and that podium, right, I got to see it was him and Malcolm right next to, like, right with each other. They walked up to me, and I I cried. I cried because I was like, oh my god, like, because to them they're congratulating me like, hey, great job, but I'm like, you guys are my heroes in a sense, you know what I mean? So it was such a blessing. It was such an honor. Um, James is gonna James is gonna be great. Um, I'm so happy you got that. I'm not gonna get technical or get juicy as people might want. I don't know what happened at Notre Dame. I don't know why James came back. Especially as a grad assistant, James Laurinaitis should not be a graduate assistant, but politics are politics, whatever. That has nothing. Hey, that ain't got nothing to do with me. But I'm happy he's back home. Um, I think he's gonna be an incredible coach, and he's gonna be an incredible linebackers coach, and he might eventually be defensive coordinator. But that's just me spitballing. Um, I'm so happy he's back home. Like, I'm just so happy.
You still talk to Fick?
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to disclose that. But yeah, man, I talk to
So
Fick here and there.
is
Um,
it going to be weird seeing him with the Wisconsin W on his chest when he plays Ohio State in late
yes,
October?
yes, it's gonna be distinctly weird. Yes, yes. Because it's like wrong red, man. No, boo.
What I got a question that just came to my mind. What team in the Big Ten, other than Michigan, did you hate the most? Because I hated Wisconsin. I mean, I hated them. But was there a team that like when you played them, you're like, was it Michigan State? Was it Wisconsin?
Iowa,
Was it Illinois? Iowa?
Iowa,
Yeah.
Iowa. Iowa has always been the trap game. Oh, Iowa. Mm-hmm.
What did you guys play them? You didn't play them in 14, did you?
I didn't play Iowa. What? Wait a minute. Did I play them the second year?
I'm not sure. I don't think you guys went out to Kinnick.
No, we didn't go. No, we didn't go there. I know that.
Yeah, Kinnick's rough, man. We went out there in '04 and got smashed, and then we went out there in '06 and whooped them. But it's like people don't know what it's like to go to Kinnick. Kinnick's tough.
Iowa is a trap game for us and always has been.
We get a lot of Penn State in the comments right now. A lot of people hate
Okay,
Penn
so
State.
hold on. So whoever said anything in the comments, okay, so they know I'm lying. Penn State. I
Oh,
hated Penn State. I
there you go,
hate Penn
Sue.
State so much. I literally despise Penn State with every ounce of my soul. Like,
Why?
all right, well, for starters, it's Penn State. They suck. Secondly, they the night before we had their game, had that game, they got all these people partying or whatever, while we're outside of our hotel. Hotel was trash also, by the way.
Yes.
Oh man, we can hear them. I mean, pretty close to like 4 a.m. maybe. Man, it was annoying.
Yeah.
Like
Th-
Big Bill, Billy Price. Bill was so mad the next day. Oh man. Penn State is who I really actually hate the most, but I was just trying to be nice.
it is a terrible. It's like a motel. It's like outdoor hallways and cars driving by all night honking. Yeah, it's terrible.
Hell.
It
It's like
is.
if I'm destined for hell, then well, that's the close equivalent to it. Okay.
State college.
Ew, ew. I hate that place. Like that place is terrible. How did you do it back in the day?
I mean, we lost there in '05. We won there in '07. I just hated it because it was so, the fans are arrogant. And in '05, '07, it was before Paternal's downfall where they kind of, he
Oh
was
my
like
gosh,
holier than thou.
I almost forgot about that dude.
Yeah. I mean, he was their program for 60 years. So it's like but back then he was like holier than thou. He was like God. And it was just kind of like, we would always get banged because people thought we were dirty, and it's like same stuff people always say about Ohio State, and it turns out they were a million times worse than anything we ever did.
I ain't gonna go
Question
into it.
on the current roster: who are the guys that you think need to step up defensively for Ohio State's defense to get back to being the Silver Bullets?
Whoever wants to get paid.
Sonny Styles. Like, I don't know how closely you follow the team
That's the
currently.
young bucks, man. They haven't like Sonny hasn't even played a snap yet starting.
I'm saying, does he have to? Because there's guys that are gone now.
Oh,
We only
listen to me. Let me tell you something. Sonny and Hicks. Oh no, them boys gonna be special. I'm telling you. I can see it. Like I can see it for both of them. Listen, Sonny Styles is a badass. I'm gonna tell you that. Sorry for cursing, ladies and gentlemen. Sonny Styles he's gonna be a killer. Them boys gonna figure it out. You could tell. It's just like the way they move, man, and the way they play. Like you'll see it. If anybody wants to doubt me, that's fine, but you'll see. Those boys gonna be special. Who I really want everybody to look out for is Kai Stokes. That boy is woo. He's special.
Yeah, I think Kai is really special. That's a kid that I'd love to see start at safety this year.
No, him and Sonny are gonna like watch
Yeah,
him and Sonny. Sorry, y'all. I like to eat hot wings, but him and Sonny, that's a tandem. That's a tag team.
I totally agree. I think that those guys are special guys, and I mean they got to get to the ball. What do you like the three safety defense that we run right now? Hit mute again. D Lee, I'll get D Lee back in here. But yeah, if you guys are
Yeah.
enjoying the, hey, there he is. What's up, my man?
No, that's a recipe for disaster.
You think so?
I mean, show me anything when money's on the table in the NFL that they run a three safety defense. Like, no, it's a recipe for disaster.
Why is that?
Coaches kill careers more than players.
I I totally agree. I think a lot.
Coaches kill careers more than players. Everybody be like, "Oh, you failed, you fell off." I'm like, no, coaches.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how people don't realize how much the coaching staff and the infrastructure can have a lot to do with the career that players have.
I
There's a
think
lot of
it's at
guys that,
I think it's at the point that no one wants to listen on it.
yeah,
And hey, whoever's your favorite team, y'all gonna keep losing. Man, not my problem. Like, Not my problem. Keep losing. Keep calling all these guys that come out and call them a butt. Keep doing that. Keep doing that, ladies and gentlemen. Your team's going to keep losing. Not my fault. Maybe your coaches of your team should coach better. And if that makes me a demon and makes me terrible, all right, you'll keep losing. Like, if you want to hate what I say, you're going to keep losing. Like, coaches kill careers better than players do.
What's your prediction for Ohio State this year? They got year 2 in this defense. They've
I
got a
don't
new
know. Don't know
quarterback.
who the quarterback is. I don't have an answer for you.
If it's Kyle McCord, because in all likelihood, I bet a lot of money that Kyle McCord is going to be our day one starter. Can they run? Can they win a national championship?
I've never seen him or Devin Brown throw a ball.
McCord started the Akron game 2 years ago. Which I know it's Akron. That's so. Let's count.
Akron. There's no shade on the boys, but I don't know what they can do. We ain't had a white boy be a quarterback since Craig Krenzel, so I don't know. I don't know what they got.
That is interesting. Bowser been in 2011 until Braxton took his job,
my God,
but
Bowser, I forgot about that dude.
yeah, but yeah. I mean, before that, it was Troy, Terrell, Bowserman for about 4 games, and then
Black.
Braxton. It's. I mean, that's something I've never really thought of, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it's been, it is what it is.
If anybody wants the Great White Hope, let's see it. All right, little boys, let's go. Let's see.
Yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see how these guys do. Gonna wrap this. Any questions in here for D Lee? God, that was fast. That was about 40 minutes, dude. It seems like we were on for about 5 seconds. That was really quick.
Oh, you felt that too?
I did. I mean, I looked down. I was like, we're about 40.
No, we're getting old. Oh man.
Any parting shots, Steely? Anything you want to plug? Do you want to get into the podcast game? I think you'd be really good at it.
Well, I would be new to it, sir. It's not my cup of tea per se, but I am open to getting to learn.
I think you'd be really good at it. Or get some film on the screen, start breaking that down. I think you'd love that.
Do you want to have a duo? Like, we can do this. We can make this.
I think you'd be a blast to do podcasts with. We'll start breaking some film down, and you could talk about all the back 7 stuff, run fits. Like, people love that stuff. And I think you'd be really good at it.
Hey, if you're willing to have me, I'm more than welcome, sir.
I think that'd be fantastic. Well, any final things you'd like to say to Buckeye Nation? All the people tuned in. There's a lot of people tuned in. A lot of people are going to watch this tomorrow. Any final thoughts?
I thought you was about to ask me people who had questions, so I was just waiting.
See. So you got any questions for him? It's mostly people. D. Lee was a beast. Thanks for having Darren on the program. Not a lot of questions. I mean,
Darren Lee wasn't a beast. He was an enigma.
No, he was a beast.
I was an enigma. I was just a dream. It happened. Gone the next day. I was just an enigma. I wasn't a beast.
It's all. I don't know, man. You go first round, you gotta have something going on.
Man, anybody right now who's watching this, hey, what questions? I'll answer anything except for what I said to Lane Kiffin. So no.
Everyone's saying thank you for coming on. We got thank you, and sounds great that you'd want to do a show maybe once a week or a couple times a week, whatever you feel like fits in your schedule. Right now, it's kind of the dry season. What do you think about Tommy Eichenberg? There's your first question.
Tom Ike?
Yep.
He's literally, as time passes, he's going to be a legend, dude. He's literally James Laurinaitis in new form. Like, oh, Jesus. That dude is cold.
You like him?
I love him. I just wish he had a defensive line. And yes, D-line, I am calling you out.
It's fair enough.
You guys are average, and you can't be average when you come to Ohio State. So if anybody hears it, and if you have a problem with me saying it, come talk. Come talk to me. I've
Huh?
been to places neither of you guys have been.
I
That
love it,
that
dude.
Tommy Eichenberg is gonna be a legend. You know, obviously hindsight's always 2020. Tommy Eichenberg's gonna be a legend, but he needs his defensive line. And if you anybody wants me to be harsh, and any former player wants to be like, "Hey, don't talk about players like that," man, shut up. We're trying to win. I am calling the defensive line out. I think you guys are the P word or a kitten. You want to know what a kitten is? Oh my God. Here's my kitty. Here's my kitty.
I can't believe you have a cat. What's the cat's name? Little Urban.
Chill out, bro. What? No, but I'm calling the defensive line out. And if anybody that wants to have an offer to play on the D line at Ohio State, you better make sure you're good. Because if not, don't waste our time. Tommy Eichenberg can't be to his full potential without a D line. I wouldn't be able to be successful without a D line. Oh, Joey Bosa, love you.
Talk. You know what? That's a great point, and we'll end on this. Talk a little bit about how. Sometimes I don't think people realize how important it is to have
Oh,
defend. Like,
one person's name: Michael Bennett, Adolphus,
yeah, I
Didi,
would say Didi. Yeah,
Taekwon. Man,
yeah,
what? I wasn't able to be who I was.
yeah. I think it's.
Hello.
Yeah, I got you, man. I think that's a great point. I think people don't realize how important it is to have a good D line with your linebackers.
Listen,
You,
if you want a good defense, you ain't got shit without a D line. Oh, sorry for cursing.
you're good, big dog.
Like if you don't have a D line, you don't have anything. Like you don't. So I'm calling out all of these D linemen. Like to be real, what's his name? Zach Harrison. Oh, I'm calling him out. Oh God. Ugh.
He's
Uh-uh.
a
You a
he's
five
gone.
star. You're a 5 star. Hate to call you out, but hey, we got to win. Or if you want to get paid, Jesus. It's like, how bad do you really want?
Oh
He
yeah.
was a 5 star, man. I don't even think anybody knows I was even ranked. I'm calling you out, bro. You ain't done shit when you got
Do
your offer.
do you have a chip on your shoulder when you're rated lower than guys and you show up and you know that you're better than they are?
What do you mean? You tell me. We know the results.
Oh, I know you've got a chip. You got a chip on your shoulder falling out of bed every
That's pretty
morning.
much the answer to your question. I pretty much have literally went out of my way in my life to answer that question.
To have a chip. I love it. I love
Hey,
it.
goddamn shit, man. It's like beef,
A boulder,
wagyu beef.
a wagyu boulder.
Yeah. Hey, actually, hey, real talk. That little TJ Zach Harrison. Hey, I'm calling y'all out. How about y'all show the fuck up because the Bosa brothers are waiting. What are you guys gonna do?
Now
Because so far,
Zach's gone. I mean, Zach's going to the draft.
if he gets
So
drafted,
yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he tests. It'll be
yeah. But let's see how long he stays in the league. Like, we'll see.
it'll
Mm-hmm.
be interesting. Well,
The league's a little bit of a different beast. But so what is a Tumalomalai out of whatever?
yeah, he's still got this is probably his last year as a junior. What any final thoughts? Man, we're at 45 minutes. This is a long one.
All of my final thoughts is it's like defense wins championships. So how about our fucking defense shows up? Because I'm
That's a good
tired of watching. Like I don't even bother to tune in because it's like I'm not gonna watch some piss poor defensive performance when I'm wearing that block O on my shoulder. Like
yeah,
it's disgusting.
it's got to get better, man. Well, D-Lee, man, I appreciate you. You want to do this again soon, maybe next week or in a couple weeks?
I am game. I will be here.
That's perfect, brother. I appreciate you, my man. D. Lee bringing it in, a 45-minute pod, fantastic show. Again, I appreciate the honesty. A lot of people like keeping it real. A lot of people don't like hearing what the truth is. D. Lee brings the truth big time. It's always really good to hear him. Love having my boy on. We're going to have a bunch of former players coming up over the next few weeks. This is kind of the slow season of Ohio State football, so we got to really crank it up and get some of these former guys on. A lot of guys like to talk about the defense. Not all of them are happy with what's going on. I am in a wait and see mode with Jim Knowles in year 2 of this defense. I think that, some of these young guys need to step up and bring that talent. So with that being said, as always, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys as always. If you enjoyed this content, please leave us a like, click subscribe, and click alert if you like these live shows and you like to tune in. I appreciate you guys. Paul, Sue, Ken, all you guys that are in here. Scott, appreciate you guys. As always, we love doing these live shows. You guys are so great to tune in, ask some great questions, really mix it up. So we appreciate that. With that being said, thank you so much, Buckeye Nation, and thank you, Scoop family. Talk to you soon. Go Bucks.